everyone. Hello. Greetings and salutations. Let me make sure. I'm sorry, I've adjusted just a hair. Good to see everyone. Thanks for popping in. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How is everyone making their way with daylight savings time? I looked it up. Is daylight saving singular or plural? Okay, so you can say whichever way you want to. But how's everyone doing? It's really kind of makes me want to go home early at the end of the day or not want to go out. So hope y'all are staying warm. I know many states are getting cool. Here, I think it was like 82 degrees or something like that. And we're in November. But it's good to see everyone. Thank you so much for popping in. I see some folks. Thanks for arriving in early. Appreciate you. Sorry for the late thumbnail. I knew what I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't figure out what kind of thumbnail to use. So that's like the latest I've done it. So I apologize. Surprise! Let me say hello to folks. But before I do that, if anyone's new to this live, to my channel, first, thank you for joining. Thank you for all the returning folks, all the OG Fireside Chat folks, part of the community. I appreciate you. I'm She Fires, all about self-defense, mainly with a firearm. I do practice other forms of self-defense and promote other forms of safety, personal safety, and not just physically, but some other ways to make sure that you're staying safe in your everyday life. So appreciate you all being here. Please do hit the like button and thank you. Let me make sure. I had to move some things around so you could see my desk over here now. I had to make some changes. More changes to come, but let me say hello. Hello, gun websites. I saw your question and I did hopefully make a change. Okay, so the setting I did something. So hopefully you'll be able to see that. Okay, appreciate you being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. I know you shared my live last week too, so appreciate that. DJ Play Nice, thank you. Man behind the curtains. Thanks for being here. Oh, let's see. Time Machine, good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you might be. AJ's road tripping from Germany. Thank you for, I don't even know what time it is for you right now. Thank you for coming in and saying hello and hitting the like button. Thank you. EJM, good to see you. You're in my Facebook community. One of a few. I'm trying to grow my Facebook page. Okay, so if you're on Facebook, you'll be able to find me there. Okay, it's very skeletal right now. I'll just say that. Okay, so if you're there, I know a lot of people have jumped ship from Facebook, but if you're like me, a lot of family, a lot of old connections, I'm still hanging out there. So I know it's still the place to be for a large community, for other types of communities. So if you are there and you're active, please do find She Fires. I would appreciate it. But EJM, thank you. Thank you for being there. You're active too, so I appreciate that. Rumble Vulcan, hello. You are new. I've not seen your name before. Welcome. Yes, please say hello to Rumble. I love it when we see new folks come through. Thank you. How'd you find me? Whiteside Tactical, good to see you. Good evening. Virginia Bushcrafter, hello. Did a great live, well, not a live, you had a great interview. That was awesome. I learned a lot about you. Look forward to connecting in person. Virginia Bushcrafter. Thank you, G-Webs. Kansas, okay. Yes. Hi, Rick Harris, good to see you. Did I know you were Kansas? I don't know. I know you probably mentioned that in the past. I do try to remember folks when they say it, but I'm not getting any younger. Hi, Chicago Mike. Good to see you. I know it's cool there. I know it's cool. Kenny Loves Guns. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Yes, very warm today. Oh, Lord, very warm. Hi, Viejo. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Dale. Hello. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. What's up? What's up? I'm going out for dinner. Oh, look at you. Nice. Thank you for popping in, saying hello. Always, always welcome, even for a hot second. Even for a hot second. Thank you. Rick Harris, hello. Rich White, hello. I almost said Rick White. Rich White, good to see you. Welcome. You got the spray, right? I think you said your wife was using it. Curious if she is actively using it and what she thinks about it. Thank you. Yes, we like the handshake emoji, if that works. Did that work for you? I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. If it didn't, thank you still for thinking of me and trying. I'm gonna try to figure things out in the back end. If not, Brittany's Life. Hello. You are new. Welcome. Welcome. I love it. Okay, through a short. Yay. Thank you. I love to hear that. I love it. I've got a short dropping hopefully tonight after the live. I went to the range. I went to the indoor and outdoor range. Change name tag. Oh, okay. So you've been here before, but you're under a different name. Okay. Maybe if you want to tell us, or we'll just go on with Rumble. Rumble Vulcan is very cool. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. What is that? What is that, M. Gabriel? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Of course. Of course. Thank you. A wealth of knowledge you have, for sure. She fires, she's using it. She has it with her every day when she leaves the house. I love it. I'm going to talk about that because we talked about last week, the travel precautions and things like that. And I was sharing, I like sharing stories with you. Okay. If you're kind of like, well, I'm going to say you're not like me, but if you like things where stories help it kind of settle in and you remember it, it sticks more than just saying it. And then my crazy stories. Okay. Were you here last week? I was talking about, I was dancing on the dance floor in Fort Lauderdale and I got pickpocketed. Okay. Go check that out. So if you're on the dance floor getting bumped, it's not for good reasons. Okay. So just putting it out there that way. Hi, Artac. Daughters, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's so funny. I don't have anxiety around one, but I can pass on her information, maybe learn something new. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, for sure. And that's honestly the goal. A lot of you in the community, I mean, you know way more than I do, but that you can share this with someone else. Sometimes when we're listening to a friend or a family member, it's like, it doesn't really, yeah, I hear you. But when you hear from a stranger, sometimes when you hear from a stranger or someone that has some information, that they might be more receptive to it. So that is my goal in sharing the information. Thank you for being here. I hope that a tip will help stick with you as well. Hi, Anthony Battle. You are a new name also. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Good evening. Hey, New York Outcast. Thanks for popping in. I love it when I see new people. I appreciate it. I would love to know where you hail from, how you found my channel, please. You are making me nervous asking about the... What is that? What is ZIETY? Should I know what that is? Help me, M. Gabriel. Hi, Desert Tactical. Good to see you. It's been a hot minute. Hope you're doing well. Dropping great videos. I'm sure that you are. I did say hello to Dale, didn't I? Yes. And there's like 2 Dales that pop in, so I just want to make sure I didn't miss you. 2 Live Moo. I always love seeing your name. Good to see you. 2 Live Moo. Okay, so thank you. Today we are talking about, let me pull this up here. And I want to be kind of sensitive or mindful of the words that I use, because maybe some people don't necessarily have like a fear, but maybe a little bit of some anxiety, some concerns about having a firearm, using a firearm. So I want to kind of run through some of those, and then offer a suggestion, or I'll offer a counter to that. Okay. And I will say again, this is all based upon my opinion, what I've researched, observations, experiences, things I've heard from people. Okay. So I would love to rely on you, the community, to also share suggestions on any kind of anxiety that would prevent someone from wanting to, who maybe like, I want to own a firearm, but I'm concerned about fill in the blank, like what that is, and offer a suggestion on how to reduce that concern. Okay, that is my goal today. A little bit, at least one thing. I always want to say just one thing out of what I share that you can take away. You'll be better for it, hopefully. And with everyone in the chat too, offering tips and suggestions, that's what I'll be looking to the chat as I kind of go through these. I think there's like a dozen or so concerns. I'll just call it that. And we'll run through those and some of the suggestions that you could use to address that. Hi, Quest for the Perfect Load. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Ron Wayne, hello. My anxiety is picking out just one. I know. See, that's not on the list, Ron Wayne. It should have been. It's like, do I want this one or this one? Should I wait for this one? Like, this one might not be readily available next time. That is a concern. It's very funny. Very true. Yes. Okay. So I'll make sure that I'm going through. Also, I'm not doing a very good job of running through. So if you are new to the chat, yes, the handshake emoji so that folks can call you out in a positive way to say hello to you. And this live, all the lives so far, I'm working on some sponsored lives, but today's live sponsored by 2A Rated Trading. It's a training program that I co-lead with 2A We Stand. And we are here in Florida. We provide concealed carry, concealed weapons license courses. That's what they call them here, CWLs here in Florida. And then the pistol fundamentals course, right? There are other ones that we kind of peeled away, but we decided just to isolate just to these two, because there's so many new gun owners, mainly women, many women. And so we wanted just to focus on those. We want to stress, I like the idea of having a license for a variety of reasons. I actually wrote a blog about it. One is that I can walk into any gun store in Florida and I want that one and get it. I don't have to have any kind of 3-5 day wait. If I'm wanting to travel to a reciprocal state, they want you to have that license to say, okay, you can. Some, most of them, I won't say all. It just helps having the licenses when you want to travel out of state. I did a little blog about it. I don't want to go down that yellow brick road, but there are many reasons why I wanted to have a license, and so we're offer that to folks, and then to take the pistol training classes. So I love empowering my local community. We do offer that through virtual training as well. It's a little bit more, I won't say a little bit more challenging, but you have to change things around for that and make sure that they're on the other end handling things properly, but it can be done. It can be done. Let me see here. Okay. Ozzy. Hello, Ozzy Orsborn. Good to see you. Bark at the moon. I'll just say that. Good to see you. Hi, Missy Wayne. Welcome in. Okay. So let me go here. All right. I think I'm going to roll in. Thanks for hitting the like button. Before I'll save that for the intermission. I'll save that for mission. Okay, so I'm gonna roll right into it. One of the concerns, in no particular order, okay, this is in no particular order. One of the concerns that some people have expressed is accidental discharge. Like they have a firearm and they, it goes off and then they freak out and they hopefully didn't hit anyone. But that fear of like, oh my gosh, even if it's in safety, even if there's not one in the chamber, which I do not recommend, but the fear that I don't want that to happen. And you can address that through training, and education and understanding how the firearm functions. Like keep your finger off the trigger. Okay, let's just start there. So that's one of the many concerns, one of the top concerns. Also, fear of injuring yourself or someone else and causing the demise of someone, which is a major concern. We see many stories about that. It is something I hate to see in the news. I'm sure all of you do also. But again, that is training in respecting the firearm, leading into storage, that being one, storing it properly so that it doesn't get into the wrong hands. And it's how are you storing it? Like the education, the training, and respecting the firearm, all of those things matter, and being a responsible gun owner. Misuse is another thing. You have a firearm and you're tinkering with it, especially I hear like with maintenance and things like that. Just misuse. You're handling it. You're holding it in a proper way. Those stories, those videos that we see of people, even in the gun stores, where they think the firearm is clear and empty, and they shoot, themselves. Like misuse. Like, what are you doing? There's certain things that you shouldn't be doing. Again, your finger off the trigger, and like not looking down the barrel, which I just saw. I didn't want to share it with you on this live, but that just happened not too long ago. I saw it on Instagram, and the gentleman, I don't know what he was thinking, but he turned it to his face and he ended his life, unfortunately. Like misuse, like you have a firearm. It's, I don't know. I don't know. I treat it so gently, but also in a way that this is a tool. It's a powerful tool, but you got to respect it and know, and not holding it at the barrel or your hand. All those, the videos that you see people holding it improperly, that's all a part of training. Most of these things can be addressed by appropriate training and practice in that muscle memory. Okay, this is how you do it, and being trained properly so that you know exactly what not to do. And you can immediately see, like when you go to the gun range, you can see someone, oh my gosh, they're not handling the firearm properly. Either tell someone or you move away from where they are. Or you tell them, hey, buddy, which has happened many times before, like you shouldn't do that. Or pointing down range, those types of things. You become very aware of your surroundings with the training that you have, so you could see, you could immediately notice that's not right. Something's not right. You may not know exactly, it's like, that's not right. And you should speak up. The other thing is, let me make sure I say hello to folks. Make sure I'm not missing anyone's quality comment. As a gun owner, you always think that everyone knows you are carrying, even when you are concealing. We used to talk about the Walmart walk each new gun owner would take. What's the Walmart walk? What's the Walmart walk? Is that where you're walking like John Wayne? What is that? Yes. In general, people tend to know themselves pretty well. The ones that are clumsy or accident prone should take extra care. Yes. Like you know yourself. If you're clumsy and you trip, or you have certain tendencies, you gotta be a little bit, gotta put a little bit extra time into it. I agree with that. I agree with that. Hi, Tread Life. Good to see you. Welcome in. We're just talking about concerns as a new gun owner, people who may be open to owning a firearm, but they have certain kinds of concerns, certain kinds of anxiety. So we're talking about what those anxieties might be, and then countering it with some solution. So I'm going through this, but then once I flip the page. I do have some specific suggestions too on what people can do and be mindful of when they're talking to someone who might be a little apprehensive. And I have a story that just happened. It literally just happened. Oh my goodness. It was right on time. I met with a girlfriend. I told her, like, you're going to be part of my story. And I said, I won't say your name, but you're going to be part of my story. Hi, Gunmetal Guy. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I see your comments. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep looking back just to make sure as I share if you have any extra comments to what I have stated. The Walmart walk was the first time each person would conceal carry in public, typically while at the Walmart or something. Good way to get over anxiety. Oh, yes. Okay. I like that. Never heard that before. It's a good, indoor public place, all walks of life. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I had not heard of that before. In the early days of the internet gun community, the Walmart walk was created as a way to get new. Oh, okay, CCW. So it's a real thing to get out in a common experience to get over the anxiety. I love that. I love it. Walmart walk. Okay, I remember that. See? Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Alfonso, did I miss your name? Yes, Alfonso Gaston. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. You are a new name. Thank you for being here. Hi, Dario. What's up? Thank you so much. Good to see you. Dario D. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome. Even armed, I have anxiety shopping at Walmart. You might catch fleas or something. Well, that's, I'm not going to say anything. Depends on, which one you go to. How about that? I'm not going to talk about that. Thank you for that, Gary G-Webs. More and more states got CCW laws as more and more people got together online. This was one positive result. Yes, I never heard that before, so definitely good. I might have to post that. Allow me to steal that and might put that as a community post. Steal it. I stole it from the air just now. Let's see. Many new gun owners carrying concealed often continue to adjust their clothing. Yes, I still have difficulty, honestly. And then when you're in a warm weather climate, most of the year, it's just even more difficult finding different ways. Yeah. Trust me, as long as you are properly concealing, virtually no one notices. Yes. I find that, if I'm concealing, if I carry on my body and I go into a setting, especially when it says gun-free zone potentially, which I don't do, but you look at people's waistline to see. Do I see a little bulge, really? Do I see a print there? It's funny to see. Yeah. I think in the early days of Gary, when you're first doing it, you're hyper aware. And so you feel it in yourself, but then you're looking at other people like, okay, do they have it? Okay, they're not, and I think you just over time, whatever, that's what I feel. Good to see you, Alfonso Gaston. Thank you for being here. I would suggest people try the same thing with open carry. Maybe not at Walmart, but at a park or a hike. Open carry normalizes gun ownership and carry. Yeah. I know some states are not open carry still. I myself, personally, I wouldn't want to do it. I like being concealed. I want to be, not gray man, gray woman. I want to be incognito. I want to be unassuming. I think it's probably why I do martial arts too. Like, I just want to be unassuming, just kind of, roam. Because it could make people have a little bit of, hey, but that may not be the case in some of those states where open carry is normal. I don't know. I just think if you get a visitor from New York, let's say, into an open carry state, they'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. That's funny. As more states become constitutional carry, less people are taking firearms training because it's not required. Not good. I agree with that 100%. That's why I promote the licenses, and also just take, if you feel that after you take 1 or 2 classes that you can be out on the range yourself and you've got the proper trade, the basics, the fundamentals. If you feel you're at a comfortable place where you can go out into the world and train, so be it. It's a personal preference, whatever people want to do. You're operating safely. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility. So whatever the outcome is your own. I like as much training as possible. I love working with different trainers too. I enjoy it. Probably I enjoy it. It can get costly, but I enjoyed working with different people because you learn different things. I can learn on my own and, keep practicing and watching what other people do with drills and stuff. But sometimes when you work with trainers, you learn different things. That's why I enjoy it, especially me as a very new gun owner. Like a lot of you folks have been carrying since you were kids. I'm not carrying, but handling firearms since you were kids. This was different. I was a grown adult in my 40s when I started really taking it seriously. So I have a different attitude and mindset about it. And I think there are a lot of people that might be newer as a more mature individual who might have the same type of perspective. But I agree that's a big concern. Open carry in a state park wouldn't be a bad idea for getting used to it, but check your state laws. Not all states permit carrying in state parks. Yeah, I would be apprehensive. I don't know what the rule is for Florida, but I would probably not. I get kind of weird about other people's children being around. So I'm a little bit more sensitive to that. Maybe it's just because I'm navigating it still. I just try to stay away from that. The average person doesn't tend to notice, but everyone isn't always average. Yes, true. Hi Woods, good to see you. I've carried since 1993. See, yeah, I was barely out of high school then. So I don't think about it. I had anxiety that everyone knew I had a gun. In reality, no one's paying attention to you. I would imagine that to be the case. Yeah, I would imagine that to be so. It's not uncommon to see open carry in Kansas. Open carry has been legal far longer than concealed carry here. No one gets excited about it here. Yeah, I figured that makes sense. That makes sense. You're from Kansas too? Who was us? A Time Machine's from Kansas. I love it. Yeah, I would imagine if I lived in a state where it's like, it's commonplace, like these lizards that run around, like Jurassic Park, that's common to me now. I don't even see them. So I understand what you're saying. An odd analogy, but I understand. Following up on Jiwa's comments, I have a standing policy on my property that at least one person is open carry at all times. Being rural critters of all kinds may need, let's say, for YouTube handling. Yes, understand that, gunmetal guy. Understand. Thank you for being PG with that. I tried to use my words safely here as well. So thank you. There are more firearm instructors than ever. I've not seen any evidence there are fewer people taking classes. Additionally, if there were more accidents from untrained gun owners, wouldn't the antis call it out every single time? Yes, G-West. Some of the really, to just comment further on this, some of the really skilled, talented firearms instructors, they're not on social media like that. They may have a really robust website, Facebook, but the amazing firearm instructors, they may not be as active as some of the other firearm instructors on Instagram, my arch nemesis now, and Facebook and YouTube is. And maybe because they're, I won't say old school, but especially if they've been doing it for a really long time, they don't have time for that. like people find them, fill in the blank of some really talented firearm instructors. Like if you know who they are and they don't have a big social media presence. But there's room for everyone as long as you continue training and people seek you out and you're, each one teach one? That's basically what I'm trying to do here. While there are many more, like I said, I'm fairly new, but people resonate with me over someone else and I can help them become better with their self-defense and self-protection. I hope that I can impart some advice and tips and suggestions, even without using a firearm, which is one of the suggestions that I have as alternatives for people who still might be a little bit on the fence or they want to do a little bit more education. I'm going to share some of those things. So I'll be looking to you all to share as well. I train with optics in an emergency, no time to aim. Yes, I just started using optics. It's different. I learned with iron sights, so it's a learning curve. At least for me, it is. I've had a few people notice in over 10 years, but I'm pretty sure they all just assumed I'm a cop. Yeah. Or a vigilante. Who ropes the streets at night. Required permits aren't constitutional. I don't need a permit for other rights. I know. See, I enjoy conversations with other lives and other people who talk about rights. And that's like an abyss. And this could make the live go a lot longer. But I will say in 2024, I will be making some changes a little bit in a positive way to my lives, and some additional information I'll be sharing. So it kind of relates to what Woods is kind of talking about here. So thank you for that, Woods. JD, I carry dang near everywhere. Yes. Hi, JD. Hi, JD. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I didn't say hello to you. I like your comment and then a hello. Oh, yeah. I was going to say that right there. Mm-hmm. That's why I say vigilante. Like, okay, you're a cop or the other side. That's funny. Okay. So I am at me so I can focus my eyeballs. Or as I share these next few comments, if you have anything to add to it, please do. We're all sharing community. Just because I got my max headroom up here. That's for old people who know what that means. I still want to be able to share your important sage advice. Okay. Hi, 340 Tactical Defense. Hi, David. Good to see you. Good to see you. I've had my shirt right up a couple times. Oh, they commented on how pretty the holster was and said nothing about the gun. You must be in a certain state where it might be commonplace. Did they look at you side-eyed? When that conversation ended, did you like check the back to see if they were still staring at you or they're smiling at you, like anything? Gun owners are some of the safest people and not just trained ones. I agree. Most people don't cut themselves, burn themselves, don't drop heavy things on themselves. Guns are not magically dangerous. 100%. I agree with you. Yep. I know. But, people who may have this misconception, that's, if you're a responsible gun owner, you take things very seriously and you just understand and know. But someone who is new to the space, they don't understand. They may have different ideas from what they've seen from movies or from like what the news might put out, Unfortunately, that's why we have these conversations. But I agree with you. Hi, Club 49. Good to see you. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. I'm in Illinois, but it's a small town. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Illinois. Yeah, Illinois is kind of weird with like what's allowed and what's not allowed. I don't quite understand how Illinois works from that perspective with gun ownership. It's very, very unique. So I will continue. Oh, okay. You know what's going to happen right now, right? I did take my allergy medicine, but it's just what it is. The next thing is the law, like making sure you check your state for what's allowed. Me being in Florida, a little bit softer, less restrictive than some other states, but you know, knowing what your rights are in your state are important. And the concerns that people have are the legal consequences. If you have to draw your firearm, like what do you do? Who do you call? Do you have an attorney? That's a good question that I've wanted to know. If you have a firearm and something happens, do you have someone that you can call immediately for an attorney? Do you look to your insurance, USCCA, CCW, all those that are out there? Is that your source for legal counsel? That's another thing. I actually didn't write that down. Let me make a note of that, because having that kind of protection in place and legal counsel might be another way to help you become a little bit more comfortable. Like, okay, I talked to an attorney. I understand what my rights are. I know if I get a situation, I will call him, or I'll call this company, this insurance company, and I understand what would be involved. When you're in a situation, knowing what to say when the cops are called. I think we might do a live about that. If something unfortunate happened, like in your home or something like that, and the police were called, like, what do you do? And kind of walking through that. Might even invite a guest on, because that's well beyond my scope, and even touching on topics. I try to touch on things and make people think, but that's all I do. I'm like, we're a nice touch point, and then gathering information, looking to the community to add more information. But I think that will be good to generally, because every state, like I said, is different, but there's some things that you should do from a legal perspective, being mindful of those things. I think that would be really helpful to have in a future live. So let me know what you think about that. I will get working on that for 2024. Did I miss that? If you knew, thank you. Thank you, DJ. The narrative is Steph. Gun owners have a vice. Gun owners are dangerous. We are so addicted, so overlook. Question has been, how do we challenge that? Yes. That might be a conversation. Its own conversation. I'm going to write that down, G-Webs, okay? And I might be able to do, I've been thinking about this, especially as I'm trying to become a little bit more comfortable going live here with all of you, inviting folks and having panel discussions and talking with people. I mean, you're a wealth of knowledge, having people come up and having a dialogue about that. I think that would be good to do. So I'm writing that down. That's going to take us down the rabbit hole, G-Webs, okay? So we can't do that tonight, but I've made a note of it for a future discussion. So I will seek you out. Yes, okay, got that. Sorry. For the record, I saw fast food and doctors harm way more people than guns. Something to be said about that. Yes. Great point. There are many options to give new gunners peace of mind with those potential legal issues. Yeah. I mean, that was one of my, I should have brought my book. I bought a Florida rules and laws book, and it's this thick, and it's forever being altered. Especially, it does not cover the permitless carry that was passed July 1st. So it's being modified now, but I got through it's important, but you got to be focused when you're reading it so you understand and it pays attention. And they've got statutes in there, you can get lost in it. But it's important to educate yourself on the laws of your state. Especially if something happens, like the consequences, I think that freaks me out more than anything else. I'm gonna keep my finger off the trigger. I'm gonna do what I can from a functionality standpoint and handling, but situation happens, that's where I get a little antsy. Oh my goodness. Hi Tech Money, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone's comment. Nope, you're fine, Rick Harris. Thank you. Oh, you're in South Carolina. Okay. You're along the East Coast like me. Good to see you. Hi, I am not from this planet. That's a mouthful. Good to see you. Good to see you, Ivan. Good to see you. Okay. All right, I think. Thank you. All right. So another thing is, not bring a knife to a gunfight. That scenario where it's escalations. People have concerns. Well, if someone broke into my house and they just had like tire irons, or they just had like a bat, and then I draw my firearm, it's not fair. Like, okay, well, they're coming in to bash your head in, right? So knowing the rules about in having that comfort that someone comes in who wants to harm you and make you go up into heaven. Try not to use those words. How are you going to be able to defend yourself? And then you don't want them close to you. So there's other things that you can do, but you want to create distance, and you want them to stop. So the concerns that people have had that I've seen in the news or have heard in like stories, like, I don't want to escalate the situation by having a firearm. If they have a bat, or they're trying to hurt you permanently, I'm escalating and I'm making them more angry. Like, that is a concern that people have expressed. Like, I don't want to increase the risk and threat of me being harmed. So there are de-escalation tactics you can use, but then also, if you're trying to harm me or someone that I care about, that's where you go and you're training and you're educating yourself to understand these bad guys, people who might be high on some drugs. You don't know what's in their mind, and they come into your home. The risk, you have to weigh the risk. Everyone, everyone might handle things differently. So no judgment from that perspective, but I think through education and training, you understand, okay, if something happened, like, walk that through your mind. If someone wanted to hurt you, what do they say? It's best to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Yes, I'm going to have what is going to stop the threat immediately, and I'm going to practice and train so I know that I hit where I'm supposed to hit, who I'm supposed to hit. My soapbox. Oh, that's funny right there. But yes, so the de-escalation tactics, but the concern that people have about escalating, I've heard that a lot. You probably have heard that a lot too. Like, I don't want to make things worse. Well, I mean, harm is harm. So you want them to stop doing what they were doing to harm you or hurt you permanently. So you're going to, take whatever means necessary to protect yourself, right? And we're going to talk about that, like having empathy and listening to people and having respect for their choices. And all that we can do is share and educate and not force people. Like, it's a personal decision, whatever they want to do, the comfort level of staying safe and protecting themselves. I'm gonna pause my story until then. Safety concerns is another thing. Storage concerns is another thing. Like, how do I store it? I want to keep it away from my children, but if I need it, I got to be able to get to it safely. So storage concerns is another anxiety that people might have. I don't know how to properly store it. I will say, please do not keep your firearm in your vehicle. That's one of the number one places where people snatch it up and then your firearm is gone. I do have a storage case in my car for those extreme situations where I'm not taking it into a particular establishment. I can put it in there and lock it, but never overnight. I've gone where, oh shoot, forgot to take it out of my case, and at night had to go and get it as I had paranoia that somehow it'll be glowing from my car and someone would break in and grab it. That's my mentality. This is how I think. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Don't leave it in your vehicle. That's one of the prime places that people do get their firearms swiped. And I know people have car guns. I get it. But, if you're carrying and you want to bring one to your car, okay, but get into practice of bringing it in. Or you might have a really secure place. What if someone stole your car? Could they steal your car? And now you have to have your firearm too. And you're responsible for every freedom seed that comes out of there, right? Oh, these comments are funny. Okay, the next one is fear of theft. I kind of mentioned that. The other thing might be family or social pressures that people might have. I know when I was talking about getting my firearm, that's not something that I grew up with. And my parent was like, what do you need that for? Why do you need that? And down that path of, I need it for these reasons, and that's why I have it. I might share that in a future video. And it's my decision, and I have to do it, and I want to do it. And even with my mom, I'm very excited to say, okay, I'm going to segue. She's interested in getting her first firearm. Like, 'cause we're a family of, we don't really do that. Okay, not alone. I'm sure I'm not alone. Okay, I'm not alone in the chat. Please tell me I'm not alone in the chat. There might be some family members that might have firearms, but they shouldn't have firearms. I don't know about that. But the legal gun owners, it's not something that people talk about. I don't know why it's such like weird stigma about it. Even if they own one, they don't want to talk about it. It's like hush hush. That's the way that I always knew guns to be. And until I became an adult, I didn't realize, like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. It's not something that you should be embarrassed or ashamed of. Like, it's just changing. It's just changing the perception. And if I could be a positive example of that to my friends and family, that hopefully that will speak for itself, and people will be a little bit more open-minded to it. One person, touch one person. Was that to me, New York Outcast? I'm not sure. Okay. I just want to see if anyone else has any thoughts about that. Yes. The future between my house and out in the world. Hi, Papa Shots. Good to see you. Welcome in. Depends on the state. Castle Doctrine states. Yes, and I've got stand your ground here in Florida. Like, making sure that you understand those types of laws in your state makes a big difference. Red flag laws, things like that. When you're deciding to purchase a firearm, I think that's where people go, I don't know. It sounds like a lot of me to understand and know. I don't, and people just shut down. Like, I'm good. I don't want to do it. Nope. Or they probably had some, sometimes there's might be some trauma in people's lives, or just something happened. They want no part of it. And that's why you can't pressure people. Like, you just educate and hope that they come around, or they look to other means to protect themselves. And if they are comfortable with that tool, then that's what it is. Right? Honestly. I do not like living in a duty to retreat state. Yes. See, like, understanding those types of laws matter. And it just varies depending on what state that you're in. So I would encourage you. I wish I had brought the book in to show you what it looks like. I'm sure every state has like a gun Bible of the laws that you can find. I may post it. I may post it as a community post, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. had to go back and get my guns out of my Jeep about once a week. Yeah. Especially, you know, I'm sure it happens throughout, you know, going ownership life. But in the beginning, it's like, whew. And then you're nervous about if, like, I was nervous about carrying it, but I wanted to like get into practice, so I would take it and like, oh, I'm nervous. Okay, let me put it in the case. Like that's real life. That happens. Like, I'm nervous about taking it in now. I don't want to, and so you secure it. I'm just like, you know, I'm sure people do, but let's not do that. Stick it underneath your car seat or, you know, down the side, anything like that. Try to put it in its safe, proper place. You may do that, but, you know, for new gun owners, people who, you know, especially if they're apprehensive, want to show them the right way, the right way to store their firearm. I have USCCA and Lost Shield for Thatcher. Anything happens, if anything happens, got it. Yes. I heard of people doubling up on coverage for a variety of reasons. Yes. In my area, is it a good idea to leave anything in your car if you want to keep it? I believe you. I believe you. I have cameras and alarm on my vehicle. I pray for the individual trying. Oh my goodness. I know, but you gotta be faster than that criminal. Like, you got cameras, but they're covered up. If they're fast getting in there, who cares about the alarm? They're gonna pop open whatever they're doing, get in there, right? But just saying. If you can't take an establishment, don't go in. I don't support those kinds of businesses and jurisdictions. I understand. I agree. We've got a lot of that here in Florida. I'm sure I'm not the only state, but yeah. I know. People must windows for change. Yeah. My mom hated guns as a kid. My dad took us out shooting regularly. She was always mad. Now she has a .22 revolver. I love it. Yes. See, and we're going to talk about that, like the other ways that you can introduce people who might be apprehensive. I don't like starting out people with like a 40 or 45, like the caliber, like what's going on here? Like, you want them to be comfortable with it, right? I like soft introductions. So like, okay, I got the hang of this. All right, I got it. And then they can graduate to something a little bit more powerful. She's 82. Dang, I love it. I love it. Let's see here. Please pardon me. Gun control for me means using both hands. That's right. Alcides? Is that how you pronounce it? I was trying to read it as I read the other part. Alcides? Zagato? Is that right? Welcome. You are definitely a new name because I struggle with that one. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. That's funny. Hi, mandatory carry. Hello. I don't know any member of my family on either side that supports gun control other than my older brother and sisters. None of my cousins, aunts, uncles, etc. Yeah, you get a mixed bag with family members, especially if it's like one side versus another side. You know, it usually leans one way or people are more comfortable, depending on the walk that they had. Yeah, it was just for me, like, it was never a topic of discussion, so it never came up until I got older and, you know, you have a family and become head of your household, like, oh, I'm going to need to defend myself and protect myself and my family, so I need to take this seriously and take this up. And that's kind of how I stumbled upon it. I love it. That was a comment I'm making about me making hiding. Oh, okay. Look at you. I didn't even read that last sentence. I'm like, okay, I gotta watch you. Though I'm not a member, I do trust information on the USCCA website regarding gun laws and state. Yes, thank you for mentioning that, DJ Play Nice, because you can get the free app download, the USCCA app, and it'll show you where your state's who your reciprocal, let me remember this properly. It'll share the reciprocal states, and it does a little breakdown of what is allowed, like a nice overview of the states. And I just kind of, I found it, but then I looked deeper into it. I was like, oh, wow, this does a whole lot of, this gives me a lot of information. So I have it as an app on my phone. I don't really travel with my firearm. I haven't yet. Let me just say that. But knowing the reciprocity of other states with Florida, and then understanding what, like if I were to move to another state, getting some preliminary information, like, okay, what's allowed there, and getting into the nitty gritty, you know, I love that. So check that out. It's a free app, USCCA app, and it'll give you that reciprocal information. I guess the CCW app does the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Someone told me about the USCC app, and so I found it, and then it had all the other information. I guess they're all the same. It's very, very, very helpful. I had the discernment work. Elementary school. Yeah, understand. Yeah. Everyone looks the same at night in a hoodie. I guess so. I guess so. Oh, I do like wearing hoodie, but it's few and far between that I can do that. Hi, Keith Gregory. Good to see you. You are a new name. Right? Welcome. Good to see you. Please say hello to Gregory. Please, Gregory, please also tell me where you found the channel, please. G-Web says, I have heard when you have 2 layers of coverage and 2 insurers can point at each other instead of paying out and yet left waiting for them to fight it out. That's, I know, what do you do? That stinks. Like you want to have coverage, so one doesn't have everything you need. You get in a situation that one thing is not in part of your coverage, so you try to get something to supplement it, and they're like, oh no, you have this. So what do? You take your chance with 2, or you just roll with 1? I don't know. Any advice on that would be greatly appreciated. How people handle that. Okay. Just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. I'm going to roll into one of the last things. Well, okay, I talked about the storage concerns and then the concealed carry concerns. Remember I did that live about if you're gun shy, about operating or owning a firearm. If anyone didn't see that and they're interested in seeing that, please do check that out. It's the gun shy video, and I share some tips and suggestions on how you can reduce your concerns, like specific things, like wearing the firearm around you. Like you own, this is beyond here. Like you have the firearm, but now you're like, I don't want to carry it, or I'm nervous about having it in the house. Like there's certain things that I share with you and tips on how you can do it. And that's after you own a firearm. This is more so like people before their hesitancy on even owning a firearm. So probably did these lives backwards, but that was at the top of my mind. I don't park on school grounds. Oh, okay. So that's how you understand. Yeah, I know here you can't even, can you carry? No, you can't even like secure it in your, well, I don't secure it in a storage case. Like I just don't even bring it. I think that you can, but I don't even bring it. I don't want any issues. You know, school's 10 minutes away. Although a lot can happen when that 10-minute drive, I understand that, but this is where you have to weigh your risk and how you want to protect yourself and how you want to, make sure you're staying within. I like to have a little buffer in the lines of the law. I'm not interested in going to jail, okay? That's what I'm telling you. Hello, Inye. Very nice to see you here. I see Inye in a different space, another live that I watch. So I appreciate you being here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Love it. My younger brother and our parents mostly agree with me. Yes. I'm very happy that my mom is coming around. Before I go to that, I wanted to share next week, but I have one more. I did not want to miss saying this as well. Let's see here. If you travel with your firearms, it's imperative that you understand what the laws are in that state that you'll be traveling to and through. Excellent point. DJ Play Nice. It's not as simple as, okay, I'm in Florida and I'm going to go to North Carolina. Traveling through, like, what's allowed? Can you have it in close proximity where you can reach it? Do you have to have it like out and to set your ammo and your firearm in different places? Because it have to be like in the trunk? Like, that's where it gets a little sticky. So understanding that if you do plan to travel with your firearm, and again, that's why I like having my license too, because if you have a reciprocal state, especially when you get to that destination and something, it's exposed, someone calls you out and the police are called, like, I'm legal to carry. I can conceal carry. I have a license in Florida, wherever. And it's looked at differently than you just showing up in your conceal carry. I mean, you can conceal carry, right? Let me think this through. I don't want to say about North Carolina because I don't know the rules. So I'll just say any, fill in the blank state that is reciprocal with Florida. And making sure that you get to that state and nothing happens because you have a license, because it's a reciprocal state. That's why I love that USCCA app, because it tells you like a little overview, but then still go further and do your due diligence. And if you're going to go through Georgia and South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way up, I know vaguely, pretty good U.S. geography, but you get me out of the country is a little bit hairier. But traveling through those other states, what's permissible? When can you then carry on your person? Once you, can you do that through all those states, or only when you reach that destination where they do accept that license? Long wind of saying, please make sure you do your homework when you're traveling. Long wind of saying that. I wear hoodies more often than not, so I think it's stupid for people to stereotype hoodie wearers as potential criminals. Stereotype is stupidity. No, yes, I agree with that. Yes. I mean, I wear a hoodie. Hopefully I don't look like a criminal, especially when I have a bad hair day. So I hope that wasn't the impression left from the previous comment. Hoodies are very comfortable, especially when you're feeling a little chubby. Present company. Keith Gregory, been a while, but yeah, I've been here before. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Am I just now getting to that answer, that question where you found my channel? Thank you so much. Gun shy, good term, stealing that. Take it, Woods. Yes. I love it. Shy about the guns. Trying to use words, even with this live today, using gun anxiety instead of gun fear, because I don't want to kind of turn anybody off from that word. I want to remove any bumps to getting the information to you. So that's going to make you a little, get your pressure up by saying fear. I was trying to use a different word. Concerns as another alternative. The majority of people in my neighborhood wear hoodies, and most of them are troubled. Okay. So you were kind of talking with, was it Gary? Yes. Maybe where you're from, New York Outcast. I would have to agree. I wear them for comfort. I am not a vigilante. No Batman, Batgirl at nighttime. Let's see. I used to stash my gun under the driver's seat. Also, nobody is stealing my rolling. Oh, yeah. Mandatory carry. Did we talk about this last week? It's like, why did she say my name like that? I remember that from the live last week. It's like, she said that like, oh boy, Mandatory carry. Hi, D-Man 120. Familiarity with your firearm and knowing when you should stand your ground or walk away. Absolutely. That is really the de-escalation tactics. No one wants to draw their firearm. Okay. So being mindful of your surroundings and people getting hot-headed. Like, okay. All right. I feel even more like maybe before I owned a firearm, truthfully, I might have been more confrontational. Yes, little of me. Really not, but if I were 1% more confrontational, but now I'm kind of like, it's not a big deal. Even with me, having a little bit of traffic stress, like it's not a big deal, not a big deal. I've learned to just chill out about things. It's really not a big deal. Am I alone with that? Like I have found that I let things roll more than I would have done before. I don't know. I don't know. Well, love your thoughts on that. In West Virginia, you can have your gun in your car on school property. Oh, if you have a carry permit, you can't remove it from your car except if using for lawful defense purposes. Okay. Thank you, Rich White. Yeah, it gets a little sticky when you're dealing with like school property, even like with colleges and universities, things like that, or places where young people congregate. Like, makes me perspire a little bit. Oh, you're talking about that. Okay. All right. So I did not want to end the concerns without talking lightly. Again, this is a whole nother conversation about mental health, but I did want to share, until I got into gun ownership, I didn't know about some of the programs that are available out for people. And through other people's lives, I learned about Hold My Guns. And I wanted to show that just so people can kind of see if you've not seen or are unaware of this program. Let me see if I can do it this way. Do it with me little right here. Yeah. Some people might be like, oh, no, I'm not letting my firearm go to anyone at any point in time. I understand that 100%. But in some situations, responsible gun owners who feel that they should need to temporarily store their firearms away from them have options like this. So I would be not doing you any service or anyone who's listening by not sharing that this is an option for people. And it's a great program. Sometimes you'll be honest with yourself and know where you might need help, but I want my firearm. I may not be feeling okay right now, but I want to keep my firearm, but I'm a responsible gun owner and I am going to store it here safely until I'm okay or still until I'm ready to get it back. So more information, you can click here. You can find the storage location in your area, or if you know someone who was unaware of this program, you can share that with them and let them know there are options for them. I don't know if anyone has not seen that. I know many of you have, but I am extending information out to others who may not know. I hope that helps someone. A helping hound. Hello there. A helping hound. I like to add that one should familiarize themselves with traveling, hiking during hunting seasons as rules change in some areas. Excellent point. Thank you, helping hound. And because I don't really do hiking, I didn't think about that. So that's very, very good. Not that I don't want to, but that's an excellent point on doing like extracurricular activities. I know that I posted a picture. No, I did a short on exercising with my firearm, my little baby P365, my SIG P365. And so many people, more people than I thought, I won't say so many people, more people than I thought had a problem with it. Like, why are you working out with your firearm on you? Because it's a personal preference, because I want to. Because there's a story here in Florida at a yoga studio where someone, an assailant, came in with a firearm and assaulted people in a yoga studio. That's why. So you have to do what's best for you and what brings you more comfort. There's other things that you can do for self-protection, but if you feel and it's allowed to have a firearm, depending on what you're doing, that's your own personal decision. But I was very surprised that people were like, that's stupid. And I just, whatever. Thank you for your comment. I probably did say something like, not smart alecky, but I probably did address it. This was like a year and a half ago that it happened. She fires here in South Carolina if you have your they call it CWL here, concealed weapons permit, you can have your pistol in your pocket of your door or under your seat. But if you don't have your license, you have to conceal your pistol. Go figure. That's interesting. Okay. See why every state's different? You got to really check to see what is allowed. And it's just small little things. It's not just surface level. You got to dig a little bit deeper to understand. Like, okay, so I can go to, be on school property, but it has to follow these conditions. Like you can't just show up on school property, right? So knowing what those other things, that's an extreme example, but you got to understand what that means for your state. Yes. Very, very good point on that. Correction. Do I want to read that? Your vehicle? Is that what you're talking about? No one wants your vehicle? Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I'm not from this planet. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your support. We're out here helping one another, right? Universities and colleges you can carry in West Virginia. My prior comment was elementary and high school. Yes. Yeah, and but understanding, is it this? Do you assume because it's allowed, or under those certain restrictions for elementary and high school that it will be the same for the colleges, or is it a little bit less restrictive? Like knowing what that is. So when people challenge you too, that's the thing. Like people challenge you, like, well, you're not supposed to have, especially if you have a security guard or someone or a professor, whatever, challenging you, like being able to respond correctly with the right information and keeping that person calm. Like, okay, just relax. I know people don't like to relax, but please allow me to share and respond and kind of de-escalate the situations, because people do get a little tight-pantsed, especially when they don't agree with owning a firearm. You might have a professor who is very against having a firearm, but you can carry it there, and you get into a kerfuffle, like that word, just Judy. And you have to be able to respond to that, and that comes from educating yourself on what's allowed and knowing like certain statutes that make sense, maybe the statute number, but knowing like, no, I'm okay to carry here. I'm allowed to carry here. And, let me point you to where you can look that up yourself, or go see, your dean or whatever, whoever that might be, your president, your school president, for that education. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I really want to talk about that. So thank you, DJ Play Nice, for sharing that. Yes, appreciate you sharing that. If anyone needs more information on that. Hi, Chad Kelly. Good to see you. Yes, you're always in a match. You're always in a match. Good to see you. Going or coming from a match. Okay, I'm going to do a little segue. And then I want to, we're at 7:20. Oh, shoot. Okay, see, this is what happens. Let me go here and turn my paper. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I'm slow turning my paper. Oh, okay, 1 second. Okay, so sorry. And I hate when the camera moves. I apologize for that. Let me go back over here. Someone's comments I don't. That's good. Yes, tight pants. I'm trying to use my words, you know, I try to be PG friendly. So what I really want to say, I gotta change it up a little bit. You can 100% have a gun in your car if they have normal business at the school. No gun in the school, of course. I often get tight pants at the buffet. You and me both, okay? Listen, we're not going to talk about that, but I agree. It's very funny. See, it's applicable for any situation, right? Tight pants. Hi, Miss K. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I want to make sure I didn't skip that one here. Okay, you're talking to each other. Yes, businesses can't ban having guns in your car as a state law prohibits such bans. Thank you, Rich White. Okay. So, okay, there we go. All right, very good. So how do you kind of address, I wanted to share when you're talking to someone, and this literally just happened to me. I met with a friend. I hadn't seen her for like 3 years before C19. And we're just talking, catching up with one another. And she shared, and then just like, what are you, what would you? And I have to keep in mind that people may have gone through something, or they didn't grow up with firearms like I didn't. Listening to people and having empathy. But we were talking, and I said, yes, I'm doing martial arts now. And, I wanted to know if I had to physically get into an altercation with someone that I could defend myself, especially if I didn't have my firearm, or it got away from me, whatever. Okay. Nothing's perfect, but you got to weigh all scenarios, right? And then I told her also that I was now a firearms instructor, basic pistol firearm instructor, and literal blank face expression. Well, usually when you say that, like, oh, that's good for, congratulations, it's good news. She was like this piece of paper. No expression. I said, okay. And we started talking. She is a mail carrier. And so we're just talking. I don't know how it came to be, but after she gave me that blank stare, I was like, I know that you're out and about in communities. How do you keep yourself safe? I'm not sure if anyone does this when they're talking to people. We just talk. It just sometimes it leads down safety. But we're talking about it, and she said, "I've got dog spray." I'm like, okay, all right. I wish I had asked her what the rules are with the post office, if you can carry when you're doing like mail carrier service. Imagine the neighborhoods people go into delivering mail, and I'm sure most communities are very nice, but for those rare occasions. And I said, well, do you have like pepper spray? And she's, I don't need that. I don't need a firearm. I don't need pepper spray. That's when she said she had dog spray. I was like, okay. I was like, well, what if the situation happens? What if something happens and you needed to protect yourself beyond your dog spray? I don't even know what dog spray is. That the same lethal, non-lethal power of like a typical pepper spray? I don't know. But I said, okay, just I don't worry about it because I got these guns. meaning her arms. Like, okay, here we go. Okay. Like, what if someone knocks you in the head and throws you in a trunk, you know? And she had no concern about it. She literally said, and that's why I said I'm going to tell her story. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I don't want a firearm. And that's it. I was like, okay. And then sometimes, I knew, like, she's my dear friend. I just backed away from the conversation. I was like, okay, all right, well, if that's your choice, you want to do that, I understand, I respect it. I'm here for you. If you need me, I'm here for you. But it made me, we went along, but in the back of my mind, I was like, she's going to fight her way out of it. And I said to her, it's like, you are like a lot of people. I understand. Like, there's a lot of people's concern about that. I had empathy for her matter-of-fact response. I don't need a firearm, and I'm not getting one. Like, she just, we're laughing, joking. And once that, she's like, no. And so I just backed away and I said, I understand, because a lot of people like you. I have empathy, understanding, respect people's choices. That's what we have to do. But in the back of my head, I was like, oh God. She literally said my guns, okay? Which are her arms. So she would fight her way. And I chuckled. I was like, okay, all right. But at the end, we started talking about some other things, which I'll share in a future video on, like, financial safety. So she's aware, but she did not want to touch the firearm thing. So this is one thing to be mindful of. People, if they're adamant about it, you just got to back away. I'm here for you. You know what I do. I just share it with you. You're my friend. I will do whatever I can to help you. If you want to be introduced to that, if, warm, you need me to be a buddy for you to go to the range, I will do that. Training, whatever it might be. And just making that introduction smooth for her. And we walked out together, which is a silver lining. Okay. Silver lining. We walked out together, and she walked to her car, and she's, I might get some pepper spray. I'm like, oh, thank God. Get something. Get something. I said, please do. I said, if you want me to buy it for you, I can buy it for you. Please do. So she smiled, and she didn't respond, but it got her thinking. That's all we can do, right? But I'm thinking, you're in different neighborhoods, you're moving about, and she didn't have a concern about it. And I would be concerned about it, but that's not my walk. It's not my path. So I said I was going to share it. She's like, okay, whatever. She didn't even, like, it's just my viewpoint. So discussing some other self-defense. So when she said no firearm, I said, okay, pepper spray, some other things, a zapper, a bat, like what other things can you use? And so she settled on the pepper spray at the end of it. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep close. I'm gonna keep a close eye. I have to come back and tell you if she's changed her tune in any manner. But you gotta back up. You gotta back up. Thank you, Time Machine, for being here. Appreciate you. Thanks for spending time. Yeah, I'm wrapping up here soon. I try to end at about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Did I miss anyone's comment? Okay, let me make sure. UPS employees are prohibited from possessing, carrying, storing firearms while on duty, either on or off USPS grounds and anytime on or within USPS. What about, like, other forms of self-defense? I wonder, especially what they do. They go near people's homes. They have to sign packages and stuff. Aside from a firearm. Just curious. If you know, DJ Play Nice, love to know. It used to be that cross-straw holsters were a nice alternative for people, appearance clearance issues. But then you have to weigh the merits of flagging anyone standing behind you. Sure. Mm-hmm. They do look pretty cool, like on detectives and things like that, right? But unfortunately, some people need to become a victim before they get it. Wow, dogs and crazies. Yeah, Florida's a lot of crazy people here, okay? Whew. I do love my Floridians. Let me just say that. I grew up using guns. I get ahead of myself when I text. I've still got 11 fingers. 11? Okay. The range of those guns is literally an arm's length. That's not enough. I know, but I had to back away. I didn't want her to get uptight. You know, like, okay, you know what I do. You know, I'm here for you if you ever change your mind. And I had to leave it at that. And the pressure stopped. And she said it at the end when she was walking away, because it was on her mind, which I'm really, really thankful for. I didn't bring it up again. I will not pester, harass. I won't do any of that. And she brought it up that she might get it. So I'll see if she texts me and tells me that she got it. I'll have to let you guys know if she does. The dog spray mail carriers use is strong. Okay, as strong as my mace. Nice. It can be effective on humans. Don't know if it's the same effectiveness as pepper spray or not. Some postal employees regularly carry mace. That's permissible. Okay. Yeah. And then you got to test it and make sure. They have like a 4-year shelf life, at least like Saber. When I looked them up, it's about a 4-year shelf life. So testing it is important to do, and make sure it works when you first get it. And then as the years go on, that it still works and still has the same range as it should is important. And the potency too. I mean, over time, it's why it has expiration. Like, I just had to throw some out like a couple of days ago because I could no longer see the expiration. So I said, I know I've had this for a couple of years now. Let me just get a new one. It's like $15, if even. A crossroads gun owners might face to part ways with others on. Sorry, G-Webs. Maybe it's my brain. Freedom means free to not defend yourself as long as they don't push their point of view on us. Let them not own guns and live a happy life. That's why it's a personal decision. You gotta do what you do. You gotta do what's best for you, what you feel comfortable with, what that you're doing all that you can for your scenario. Couldn't be mad. I don't get up. I honestly do not get uptight with people and say, just like that story I shared with you some time ago. But my friend knew I was carrying on my body when I came to her house, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, why do you have that?" What do you mean, why do I have that? Because it's dark outside. I've never been to your house before, and anything can happen. That's why. Basically, I said nice. I said nicer than that, but it's like, because, yes. And I'm losing my voice again. I expect nothing less. All right. As an alternative to squirt anything at a dog, there are $20 things like small flashlights to use, sonic noise to make dogs freak out and often run off. Yes. I agree with that. They do have those little personal alarms that you can do also. But, we have wild cats here. We have big cats. I'm going to say wild cats because they could be like the feral cats that just roam the neighborhoods. I'm talking about big cats. So we need something a little bit stronger than that. I'm not sure. Maybe the light might deter. If it just has high enough lumens, they might get freaked out by that. But yeah. I carry my pepper spray when I walk to the mailbox. Yes. I kind of feel like a dreamer at the moment. I'll be an all-star when the fries are done. What does that mean? You're talking to someone else. Okay. Okay, good. One of the other things is what you can share with someone. We talked about having empathy and understanding, listening to them, share my story, focusing on staying safe in ways that they can look to stay safe. Alternatives to having a firearm. This actually I wanted to share with you from the last live. We did the live last week. If you missed it, if you were there, thank you for joining. I talked about travel precautions. I bought this. This is the Saber. Let me put New York Outcast over here for a hot second. It's the travel case for the pepper spray, and it is TSA approved. Let me show you. It only has 0.054 ounces in here, and you just turn it when you're ready to use it. I haven't even tested this yet. You know, you want to get and test it, but now since it has so little in here, I'm just going to and make sure that it does its thing. But that'll be coming with me on my next trip. We'll see. We'll see if TSA has a problem with it, but it has instructions in here, and it has what the fluid ounces are in there, but it came in this little case here. It's about $15 This is good if you're traveling to someplace like Las Vegas, or you want to just stay safe. Told you my story. People tried to accost us in the hotel lobby. Could have been. And that has a 10-foot range, so it's very good. Can't beat $14 for that. You can't take the regular size because it's too much. They will definitely confiscate it, but that is travel ready. Okay, respected choices. You know, when you're talking to people, you know, it's the movies and the news that give you misconceptions. So it's us if people trust you and conversations that you have with them. Like, that's not real. You know, you shouldn't turn your pistol sideways when you're shooting. Okay, like the certain things that are just for the movies, and kind of sharing that and explaining that, and letting them understand that's not the proper way. Okay, what was the other thing that you see a lot in the movies? Dang it, I had another example. Maybe it'll come to me. But other forms of self-defense, I talked about having pepper spray, but one of the other reasons why I took up martial arts is because I wanted to have another way. And there's different types of self-defense that you could take. It doesn't have to be that crazy, like where you can break your limbs type of martial arts. There's some that are suitable for even young children to learn. So that's something else that people can consider. And I tell you, me taking that builds such confidence. I did the firearms and the martial arts at the same time, but they were close neck and neck. And once I started feeling more confident, it's like, okay, I feel confident doing this. It made me open-minded to other ways to protect myself. So that might be a way. It like opens, it's a gateway to other self-defense tools. And other self-defense methods I have found. Sharing information, you know, women are the fastest growing demographic in gun ownership. And so sharing that type of information, why is that? You know, because we want to be able to kick booty too. Like why do we have to assume that the guy's going to take care of us? And my standpoint is, why not be his backup? Why not be his partner in a situation? Why am I, you know, getting to the panic room because I don't know how to operate a firearm? Like, what if you get injured? What if you're not there? Should be able to defend myself. Am I always going to be attached to the hip to your partner? So I talk about that too when I'm talking to people in a nice, calm, gentle way. Not like I'm telling you right now, but it is a matter of fact in my head, but the way I express it, it's a little bit softer. And then ultimately it's having, in closing, having like a common ground. You know, we all want to reduce gun violence. Okay. We all want people to be responsible gun owners. That's what everybody wants, you know, but respecting people's opinion, respecting people's perspective, and how they best feel comfortable in their own personal safety. Fine. If you want to do it that way, that's your business, but do not infringe upon mine. I want to do what I want to do. And I will leave it at that. I want to say thank you to everyone for joining, but I also want to say thank you to my Patreon community. I always do this. I appreciate them, so I always try to acknowledge them for being a part of my little side chat. love that. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so let me share before I get off the live. Thank you, DJ Play Nice, and the moderators who are hiding in the shadows, in the bushes, wherever you might be. But thank you, DJ, for dropping links and helping all that jazz. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for everyone for joining in. I hope that you liked this video, this live. And if you're watching this on replay, please do leave a comment. If I forgot anything that I should have mentioned, we're all sharing. So I know that I probably missed something. This is what we do here. Share and learn together. So I appreciate everyone. Next week, okay? I shared that I was going to be out of town. So on Sunday, I will have a different background. And I hope to share videos with you. I will be going to a gun show in Chantilly, Virginia. Like the Nation's Gun Show or something like that is what it's called. And I will be going along with my mother. So you might see her in a future post or video or something like that. I don't know. And I hope that I can share with you that she picked up something. And if you saw a video I did probably 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, she came down here and we went to the Tampa Gun Show. And she kind of has her eye set on something, but it's taken this long. She wants me to go with her. So it's taken this long for us to kind of come around, and it's perfect timing. So I look forward to sharing that with you. We've come a long way. We've come a long way, and I'm happy that she's open-minded about it. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is right there. So if anyone's going to be at the gun show, please do connect with me. I'd love to say hello. Love meeting folks out in the community too. I like, just chatting. But it'll be a different setting. I don't know what the topic's going to be because it's going to be a different setting. I might just wing it unless something comes to mind. If there's something that you would like me to talk about, knowing I'm going to be in a different setting, just please reach out to me. I do try to make these informative and also fun, not so heavy. It is sometimes that, the topic could be what it is, but I hope that you find value in these lives. And I appreciate you very, very much for hanging with me on a Sunday. It's 7:43 Eastern Standard Time, so I'm almost 15 minutes late beyond my time. But I appreciate everyone. Thank you, Ron Wayne. Thank you so much. And let's see here. Did I miss anything? No. I think that's it. I will catch you next week. I will be dropping some shorts this week. So try to peek at those. Got something new and some other stuff. But I appreciate everyone. You'll have amazing rest of the week or start of the week. On Monday, stay warm. And one day I will get this right or get this a little bit more fluid. Stay safe. See you in the next live or next video.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
It's that simple?
Yep. It's that simple.